Hello?
Hey Joe, this is Eric.
Oh, hey Eric, how's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. How was your
Great.
trip up to Washington this
Uh,
weekend?
oh, it was just over the top.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
it
I
was.
really wish I could have joined you guys.
Yeah, well, you should really try next year.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on my list of things to do for sure.
Good.
Yeah. How was the did you make it up there as you expected? I mean, how was your trip up there?
Oh man, I am just fed up with the airlines. It's
Oh,
if
what's
it's not
new?
if it's not one thing, it's another. I mean, we got up there, and the flight was delayed, and it was really crowded, and then getting out, and we just you wait, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited for the luggage, and just the wait just got out of hand. I mean, it was
Oh,
just
I have not had a good experience with the airlines here domestically in probably about a year, I would say,
oh, yeah, I mean, it's
at
just
least.
it's like getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Well, I hope that didn't rain on your parade and that you
No,
actually were able to have a good time after you got up there.
oh, I mean, it's just so wonderful to be up there with those guys. They're like family.
You got to tell me a little bit about it because I've never been there.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful place. They've got a bunch of cabins on the water, and it's being with friends and family all the time. And my kid had just a blast, just being out in the water and just enjoying himself. It was really his first time being able to be in a boat and realize that he's on the water and not on the land. And it's at that age, it's just such a everything's such a new experience.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
So, how did he handle the water? Was he jumpy or was he pretty calm while he was out there? Because I know.
He's he's pretty calm. I mean, he's a water baby of sorts. He loves the water. He just loves to be in it. Up there, the water is really cold, so it's not. We didn't really get him in the water, and he had a little bit of problems with the life jacket. 'Cause the life jacket was a little tight on him, and that just made him a little uncomfortable. But after getting the first butterflies out of his stomach, he just loved it. You can tell he just is having the time of his life.
Oh, that's great. He must have been psyched to see Derek's kids also and Mark's
Oh,
new baby.
oh, absolutely. At this age, they do a lot of parallel play, and because he's not old enough yet to play with, he kind of plays alongside, but he's just starting to
Right.
get the hang of playing with and interacting with, and he loves to be in packs of kids. It's just he really has a great time.
Yeah, it's like innate, you know?
Yeah, it really is. It's fun to watch him learn. He's at this age of language explosion, and certainly being around other kids really helps.
Oh, definitely. So you guys, you went out on Mark's boat, so that must have been fun.
It was.
So, what else did you guys do while you were there?
Well, on the whole boat thing, we did some crabbing where we caught some crabs and used the boat as sort of a shuttle to get from island to island. So we did a little bit of island hopping with picnicking on some islands. We cooked some great meals sort of with the whole group of us together. And
Oh, that's great.
yeah, and some people got some massages, just tried to chill out and relax. And it was just really low key, a really restful trip, which is what I think about when I think about Mark and their place up there.
Yeah, it sounds like you were really able to let go, huh?
It was a longer trip for me than I've taken in the last couple of years going up there. We went for 5 or 6 days,
Oh,
and
I didn't realize you were going that long.
yeah, normally I'm just up there for a long weekend, but this time
Sure.
I thought, I haven't taken a vacation in a while, and I just want to get up there and chill out.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I understand that John's living up there now as well, and if for no other reason, I should go up and visit everybody, while he's there.
Absolutely. He's not living on their property anymore. He's moved just to really close by in the mainland off of Bellingham, so he's in the area still, and he would just be tickled pink to see you and to hang out with you. I know he would. So
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how, you can let so much time pass and you don't even realize it's happened when it comes to visiting with friends who live far out of town,
that's right, and
especially ones that are really close to you.
yeah, and the oldest of friends. Time just really flies, before you know it, it's just been a long time since you've seen somebody. So when you get that time, it's just wonderful to take advantage of it. And certainly, John being all of a sudden on the West Coast, it's great to be able to just jet up to Washington and see him
Yeah.
fairly easily.
Yeah, I told him next year I'm going to make my best effort to get up there. Yeah.
I really, really hope you do.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, time's kind of escaped me tonight. I'm supposed to meet Kristen for dinner in a little bit. So, I'd love for us to continue this conversation, maybe tomorrow or something if you're available.
Hey, that'd be great.
Okay. All right, listen, I'll call you then.
All right, take care, my
All
friend.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Kristen Dodds.
And this is Joe Weiss, and we just wanted to let you know that this material is copyrighted in the year 2008 by Learn Real English LLC. www.learnrealenglish.com. Hello. Welcome to the mini story lesson for the conversation Trip to Washington. Let's get started with the story. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. There are so many that it is out of hand. He is now fed up. So he decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. His Aunt Susanna lives in Hawaii, and Hawaii is really low key. After he gets to Hawaii, he drives to his aunt's house. He is psyched to see her, and she is tickled pink to see him. On the first day, he goes to the beach. He decides to learn how to surf. At first, he cannot stand up on the surfboard, but soon he gets the hang of it. Tom Cruise goes to the beach every day. He does not think about the roaches at his house. He is able to completely let go. After 4 weeks pass by, he realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Okay, so that is our story. Now, as always, I will go back to the beginning of the story, and I will read the story, and I will ask questions while I read the story. Please answer the questions out loud if you wish. If you need a little more time, then you can pause your player and then answer the question when you feel like you've had enough time. Or if you just want to sit back and listen to the questions without answering, that's fine too. Okay, so here we go. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. Does Tom Cruise's house have roaches? Yes, it does. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. Does Will Smith's house or Tom Cruise's house have roaches? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. Does Will Smith's house have roaches? No, Will Smith's house doesn't have roaches. Does Tom Cruise's house have roaches? Yes, that's correct. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. Whose house has roaches? Tom Cruise's. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. What does Tom Cruise's house have? Does it have cats or roaches? It has roaches. Does Tom Cruise's house have cats? No, not cats. Does Tom Cruise's house have roaches? Yes, it does. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. There are so many that it is out of hand. Is it out of hand because there are so many roaches? Yes, that's why it's out of hand. There are so many roaches that it is out of hand. Is it out of control because there are so many roaches?
Yes. Yes, that's true also. If something is out of hand, that means it is out of control. So it is out of control. Are there a lot of roaches at Tom Cruise's house? Yes. Yes, there are. It says there are so many that it is out of control. So there must be a lot of roaches at Tom Cruise's house. Why is it out of hand? Is it because there are too many cats or too many roaches at his house? Well, it's not because there are too many cats. It is certainly because there are too many roaches. There are so many that it is out of hand. He is now fed up. Is he now fed up? Yes, yes he is. He is fed up. Okay, so what is he? Is he hungry? No, he's not hungry. Is he fed up? Yes, yes he is. He is fed up. Is he happy? No, he's not happy. He has roaches in his house. He's fed up. Is he upset? Yes, yes he is. He's upset or he's fed up. To be fed up means to be upset. Who is fed up now? Well, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is fed up now. Was he fed up yesterday? No, he's fed up now. Is he fed up now? Yes, he is fed up now. So he decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. Does he decide to go to Hawaii for 1 month? Yes, he does. He decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. Okay, so what does he decide to do? Go to Hawaii. He decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. Does he decide to eat the roaches or go to Hawaii for 1 month? To go to Hawaii for 1 month. That's what he decided to do. Does he decide to eat the roaches? Eat the roaches? No, I don't think Tom Cruise will be eating the roaches. He did not decide to eat the roaches. Does he decide to go to Hawaii for 1 month? Yes, that's exactly what he did. He decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. Okay, so who decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month? Tom Cruise. That's who decided. Tom Cruise decided to go to Hawaii for 1 month. Does Will Smith or Tom Cruise decide to go to Hawaii? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise decides to go to Hawaii. How long will he go to Hawaii? Well, he will go for 1 month. Will he go to Hawaii for 7 days or 1 month? 1 month. He will go to Hawaii for 1 month. Does he decide to go to Hawaii for 1 month? Yes. Yes, he does. He decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. His Aunt Susanna lives in Hawaii. Does his aunt live in Hawaii? Yes, she does. His aunt lives in Hawaii. Who lives in Hawaii? Well, Tom Cruise's Aunt Susanna lives in Hawaii. Does his Aunt Peggy live in Hawaii? No, it's not his Aunt Peggy. Does his Aunt Susanna live in Hawaii? Yes, she does. his Aunt Susanna lives in Hawaii. Is his aunt's name Susanna or Sandra? Well, it's Susanna. His Aunt Susanna. Where does his Aunt Susanna live? Does she live in California or Hawaii? Hawaii. She lives in Hawaii. Does his aunt live in California? No, she doesn't live in California. Does his aunt live in Hawaii? Yes, that's correct. His aunt lives in Hawaii. And Hawaii is really low key. Is Hawaii really low key? Yes, it is. Hawaii is really low key. Is Hawaii only a little low key? No, Hawaii is really low key. Is Hawaii very low key? Yes, that's correct. It is really low key, or it is very low key. Is Hawaii very relaxing? Yes, it is. It is really low key, which is the same as saying it is very relaxing. Okay, so what is really low key? Is California or Hawaii really low key? Hawaii. Hawaii is really low key. Is California really low key? No, that's not what the story reads. In the story, it says Hawaii is really low key, not California. Is Hawaii really low key? Yes, it is. Hawaii is really low key. After he gets to Hawaii, he drives to his aunt's house. Does he drive to his aunt's house after he gets to Hawaii? Yes, he does. After he gets to Hawaii, he drives to his aunt's house. What does he do after he gets to Hawaii? He drives to his aunt's house. Does Tom Cruise or Will Smith drive to his aunt's house? Tom Cruise does. Tom Cruise drives to his aunt's house. How does he get to his aunt's house? Well, he drives there. He drives to his aunt's house. Does he ride a motorcycle or does he drive? He drives. He drives to his aunt's house. Does he ride a motorcycle? No, he doesn't ride a motorcycle. Where does he go? Well, first he went to Hawaii, but then after he arrives in Hawaii, he drives to his aunt's house. Where does he drive to? He drives to his aunt's house. Does he drive to his mother's house? No, he doesn't drive to his mother's house. Does he drive to his aunt's house before getting to Hawaii? No, he doesn't drive to his aunt's house before he gets to Hawaii. Does he drive to his aunt's house after getting to Hawaii? Yes, that's correct. That's when he drove to his aunt's house. He drove to his aunt's house after getting to Hawaii. He is psyched to see her. Is he psyched to see her? Yes, he is. He is psyched to see her. Who is psyched to see her? Well, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is psyched to see her. Who is he psyched to see? His aunt. His Aunt Susanna. Is he psyched to see his brother Peter? No, he's not psyched to see his brother Peter. Is he psyched to see his Aunt Penelope? No, not his Aunt Penelope. Is he psyched to see his Aunt Susanna? Yes, that's correct. It's his Aunt Susanna. He's psyched to see his Aunt Susanna. Is he excited to see his Aunt Susanna? Well, yes, he is. To be psyched means to be excited. So if he is psyched to see her, that means he is excited to see her. So Tom Cruise is excited to see his Aunt Susanna. And she is tickled pink to see him. Is she tickled pink to see him? Yes, she is. She is tickled pink to see him. Okay, so who is tickled pink to see him? Well, his Aunt Susanna. His Aunt Susanna is tickled pink to see him. Who is she tickled pink to see? Tom Cruise. She is tickled pink to see Tom Cruise. Is she tickled pink to see Tom Cruise's wife? No, not Tom Cruise's wife. Is she tickled pink to see Tom Cruise? Yes, that's correct. She is tickled pink to see Tom Cruise. Is she unhappy to see him? No, not unhappy. Tickled pink does not mean unhappy. Is she very happy to see him? Yes, that's correct. She is tickled pink to see him, which is the same thing as saying she is very happy to see him. Is she tickled pink to see him? Yes, she is. His Aunt Susanna is tickled pink to see him. On the first day, he goes to the beach. Does he go to the beach on the first day? Yes, he does. That's what he does on the first day. He goes to the beach. What does he do? Well, he goes to the beach. Does he bake a cake or go to the beach? He goes to the beach. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach? Or does his Aunt Susanna go to the beach? Tom Cruise does. Tom Cruise goes to the beach. Does Tom Cruise's Aunt Susanna go to the beach? No, his Aunt Susanna does not go to the beach. Where does he go? He goes to the beach. Does he go to the pool or to the beach? The beach. He goes to the beach. Does he go to the lake? No, not the lake. Does he go to the beach? Yes, he does. He goes to the beach. When does he go to the beach? Does he go to the beach on the 5th day he is in Hawaii? No, not the 5th day. He doesn't wait that long. Does he go to the beach on the 1st day? Yes, he does. On the 1st day, he goes to the beach. He decides to learn how to surf. Does he decide to learn how to surf? Yes, he does. That's what he does. he decides to learn how to surf. What does he decide to do? He decides to learn how to surf. Does he decide to eat a hamburger? No, that's not what he decided to do. Does he decide to learn how to surf? Yes, that's correct. He decides to learn how to surf. Does he already know how to surf? No, he doesn't already know how to surf because he decides to learn how to surf. This means that he does not know how to surf already. Okay, so who decides to learn how to surf? Does Tom Cruise or his Aunt Susanna decide? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise decides to learn how to surf. What does he decide to learn how to do? To surf. He decides to learn how to surf. Does he decide to learn how to drive a car? No, that's not what he decides to learn how to do. Does he decide to learn how to surf? Yes, that's exactly what he decided to do. He decides to learn how to surf. At first, he cannot stand up on the surfboard. Can he stand up on the surfboard at first? No, he cannot stand up on the surfboard at first. When he first learns how to surf, is he able to stand up on the surfboard? No, he is not able to stand up on the surfboard at first. He cannot stand up on the surfboard at first. What is he unable to do? Well, at first, he is unable to stand up on the surfboard. Who cannot stand up on the surfboard? Tom Cruise. That's who. Tom Cruise cannot stand up on the surfboard at first. Can Tom Cruise's aunt stand up on the surfboard? No, not his aunt. Can Tom Cruise stand up on the roof of his house? No, not the roof of his house. Can Tom Cruise stand up on the surfboard? Not at first, he can't. He cannot stand up on the surfboard at first. But soon he gets the hang of it. Does he get the hang of it? Yes, he does. He gets the hang of it. Does he become better at it? Yes, that's true. To say he gets the hang of it is the same as saying he becomes better at it. What does he get the hang of? Standing up on the surfboard. Because at first he was unable to stand up on the surfboard, but soon he gets the hang of it. Does he get the hang of driving his car? No, not driving his car. Does he get the hang of standing up on the surfboard? Yes, he does. He gets the hang of it. He gets the hang of standing up on his surfboard. Does he get the hang of it 2 years later? No, not 2 years later. Does he get the hang of it soon? Yes, that's true. Soon he gets the hang of it. Can he stand up on the surfboard after he practices? Yes. He gets the hang of it because he continues to try to surf, or he practices surfing. He practices standing up on the surfboard, and soon he gets the hang of it. Tom Cruise goes to the beach every day. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach every day? Yes, he does. He goes to the beach every day. What does Tom Cruise do every day? Well, he goes to the beach. Does he cook dinner or go to the beach every day? He goes to the beach. He goes to the beach every day. Does he cook dinner every day? No, he doesn't cook dinner every day. Does he go to the beach every day? Yes, that's true. He goes to the beach every day. Does Tom Cruise's Aunt Susanna go to the beach every day? No, it's not his Aunt Susanna who goes to the beach every day. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach every day? Yes, he does. Tom Cruise goes to the beach every day. Okay, so where does he go every day? The beach. He goes to the beach every day. Does he go to the lake or the beach? The beach. He goes to the beach. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach only on Mondays? No, he doesn't just go on Mondays. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach every other day? No, he doesn't go every other day. Does Tom Cruise go to the beach every day? Yes, that's correct. Tom Cruise goes to the beach every day. He does not think about the roaches at his house. So does he think about the roaches at his house? No, he doesn't. He does not think about the roaches at his house. Are the roaches at Susanna's house? No, they're not at his Aunt Susanna's house. Are the roaches at Tom Cruise's house? Yes, they are. The roaches are at his house. Who doesn't think about the roaches? Tom Cruise or Tom Cruise's Aunt Susanna? Well, Tom Cruise does not think about the roaches at his house. Does Tom Cruise think about surfing? Well, maybe he does. But what we know is he does not think about the roaches at his house. He might think about surfing. Does he think about the roaches at his house? No, he does not. He does not think about the roaches at his house. He is able to completely let go. Is he able to completely let go? Yes, he is. He is able to completely let go. What is he able to do? To completely let go. He is able to completely let go. Is he able to buy a car or completely let go? Well, he is able to completely let go. Is he able to let go just a little bit? No, he's able to let go more than that. Is he able to let go a lot? Yes. Yes, he is. He's able to let go a lot. Is he able to completely relax? Yes, he is. He is able to completely let go, which is the same as saying he is able to completely relax. Is Tom Cruise or Tom Cruise's aunt able to completely let go? Tom Cruise's. Tom Cruise is able to completely let go. Is Tom Cruise able to completely let go? Yes, he is. He is able to completely let go. After 4 weeks pass by, he realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Does he realize that time flies when he is relaxing? Yes. Yes, he does. He realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Is he surprised how quickly time goes by when he is relaxing? Yes. Yes, he does. He realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. So that is the same as saying he is surprised how quickly time goes by when he is relaxing. Is he surprised that he has already been in Hawaii for 4 weeks? Well, yes, you could say that. He realizes that time flies, so that's the same as saying he's surprised that he has already been in Hawaii as long as he has, which is 4 weeks' time. How much time passed by? Did 1 year or 4 weeks pass by? 4 weeks passed by. After 4 weeks pass by, he realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Did 5 weeks pass by? No, 5 weeks didn't pass by. Did 4 weeks pass by? Yes, that is correct. 4 weeks passed by. Who realizes that time flies? Does Susanna realize that time flies? No, it's not Susanna. Does Tom Cruise realize that time flies? Yes, that's who realizes it. Tom Cruise realizes that time flies. When does time fly? Does it fly when he is in an airplane? Or does it fly when he is relaxing? It flies when he is relaxing. Time flies when he is relaxing. Does Tom Cruise realize that time flies when he is relaxing? Yes, he realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our story. So that means that we have finished the mini story lesson for the conversation Trip to Washington. Now please tell this story all by yourself. Remember, you do not have to memorize every word, but you do need to use the idioms that we discussed in the lesson. Those idioms are out of hand, fed up, low key, psyched, tickled pink, gets the hang of, to let go, and time flies. So now tell the story on your own, and remember that you can listen to this lesson as many times as you need to. Okay, thank you. See you next time.
Hi, this is Kristen Dodds.
And this is Joe Weiss. And we just wanted to let you know that this material has been copyrighted in the year 2008 by Learn Real English, LLC. www.learnrealenglish.com. Hi, Welcome to the Point of View Stories for Trip to Washington. I'm going to tell the same story from the Trip to Washington mini-story lesson, but each time I tell the story, I'm going to change the time in which the story is being told, or I'm going to change the person who is actually telling the story. So let's start by telling the story as if it's happening right now, or in the present, as we like to say. Here goes. Tom Cruise's house has roaches. There are so many that it is out of hand. He is now fed up. So he decides to go to Hawaii for 1 month. His Aunt Susanna lives in Hawaii, and Hawaii is really low-key. After he gets to Hawaii, he drives to his aunt's house. He's psyched to see her, and she's tickled pink to see him. On the first day, he goes to the beach. He decides to learn how to surf. At first, he cannot stand up on the surfboard, but soon he gets the hang of it. Tom Cruise goes to the beach every day. He doesn't think about the roaches at his house. He's able to completely let go. After 4 weeks pass by, he realizes that time flies when he is relaxing. Okay, so that's the end of the story being told as if it is happening right now. Next, let's hear the story as if it happened last year. Last year, Tom Cruise's house had roaches. There were so many that it was out of hand. He was now fed up. So he decided to go to Hawaii for 1 month. His Aunt Susanna lived in Hawaii, and Hawaii was really low-key. After he got to Hawaii, he drove to his aunt's house. He was psyched to see her, and she was tickled pink to see him. On the first day, he went to the beach. He decided to learn how to surf. At first, he could not stand up on the surfboard, but soon he got the hang of it. Tom Cruise went to the beach every day. He did not think about the roaches at his house. He was able to completely let go. After 4 weeks passed by, he realized that time flies when he is relaxing. Okay, so that is the story as if it happened in the past, as if it already happened. Now let's hear the story as if it's happening in the future. So we will think of the story happening next year. Next year, Tom Cruise's house will have roaches. There will be so many that it is going to get out of hand. He's going to be fed up. So he's going to decide to go to Hawaii for 1 month. His Aunt Susanna will be living in Hawaii, and Hawaii will be really low-key. After getting to Hawaii, he'll drive to his aunt's house. He'll be psyched to see her, and she'll be tickled pink to see him. On the first day, he'll go to the beach. He's going to decide to learn how to surf. At first, he won't be able to stand up on the surfboard, but soon he'll get the hang of it. Tom Cruise is going to go to the beach every day. He will not think about the roaches at his house. He's going to be able to completely let go. After 4 weeks pass by, he'll realize that time flies when he's relaxing. Okay, so that's the end of this version of the story, the version in which the story is in the future, where we talk about events that are going to happen or events that will happen. Notice that instead of saying something like, he's going to decide, we can shorten it to say, he's gonna decide. And this is something that you would more commonly see in spoken English. In a textbook, you'd probably be more likely to see something like, he's going to decide. Okay, so now let's hear the story from Tom Cruise's point of view. So in this version, Tom Cruise is actually telling us the story. Here goes. My house had roaches. There were so many that it was out of hand. I was fed up. So I decided to go to Hawaii for 1 month. My Aunt Susanna lived in Hawaii, and Hawaii was really low-key. After I got to Hawaii, I drove to my aunt's house. I was psyched to see her, and she was tickled pink to see me. On the first day, I went to the beach. I decided to learn how to surf. At first, I could not stand up on the surfboard, but soon I got the hang of it. I went to the beach every day. I didn't think about the roaches at my house. I was able to completely let go. After 4 weeks passed by, I realized that time flies when I'm relaxing. Alright, so that is the end of the point of view stories for the lesson Trip to Washington. Now, why don't you go back and listen to each version again? And after you listen to one version, then try to tell yourself the story. If you're having any difficulty, then just relax and try again. You can listen to these stories as many times as you need to. Just make sure that you feel comfortable telling yourself the story on your own. Okay, that's all for now. See you next time.
Hi, this is Kristen Dodds.
And this is Joe Weiss. And we just wanted to let you know that this material has been copyrighted in the year 2009 by Learn Real English, LLC. www.learnrealenglish.com.
Hello, and welcome to the vocabulary lesson for the conversation Trip to Washington. In this conversation, Joe and one of his friends named Eric are talking about a trip that Eric took with his wife and son. Eric and his family visited a friend of his and Joe's who lives in Washington. Okay, let's begin with the conversation. Joe says, "Hello?" And Eric says, "Hey, Joe, this is Eric." Hey, meaning in this situation, it's another way to say hi or hello. And Joe says, "Oh, hey, Eric, how's it going?" Oh here is just filler. Filler meaning that it's not even needed. There is no meaning for it. And going is short for going. And Eric says, "It's going well," or he's saying it's going okay, or it's going good. "How about yourself?" Bout is short for about. Joe says, "Yeah, I'm doing really well." Yeah is casual or informal for yes. And doing is short for doing. And Eric goes on to say, "Great." Joe says, "How was your trip up to Washington this weekend?" Now, Washington is a northwestern state of America. It's on the border with Canada. And weekend just means Saturday and Sunday. And Eric says, "Oh, it was just over the top." Over the top. This means very good. Over the top. For example, Lewis's birthday party was so much fun. It was just over the top. And Joe says, "Nice, nice." Nice meaning that's good to know that your trip went well. Nice, nice to hear that. And then Joe goes on to say, and Eric says, "Yeah, it was," and then Joe finishes by saying, "Really wish I could have joined you guys." Joined, meaning gone with. I wish I could have gone with you guys. And then Eric says, yeah, well, you should really try next year. And then Joe says, yeah, no, it's definitely on my list of things to do for sure. On my list of things to do. This means, or what Joe is saying here is, it's something that I definitely want to do. On my list of things to do. For example, I've always wanted to learn to speak Spanish. It has always been on my list of things to do. And then Eric says, good. And Joe says, yeah, did you make it up there? As you expected? Did you make it up there? What Joe is saying is, or he's saying, did you make it up there? Because Washington is north of California, the state that Eric left from. Is just a filler. It has no meaning. So it's not even needed there. As you expected, this means, did everything go as you thought it would? And then Joe goes on to say, I mean, how was your trip up there? I mean, this is just filler. It really has no meaning. It's not even needed in this sentence. And then Eric says, oh man. So, oh man, this is just showing emotions such as, you're not going to believe this. And Eric goes on to say, I am just fed up with the airlines. Just here is just filler. It really has no meaning. Fed up. Fed up means upset or angry. Fed up. An example of fed up is, I am fed up with flying. The airlines charge way too much money. Fed up. And then Joe laughs and Eric laughs. And Joe says, what's new? And what Joe is saying here is, I'm not surprised. For example of what's new. My father's football team has not won a game all season. When I told him that I thought they were going to lose their next game, he said, what's new? Then Eric goes on to say, if it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing, it's another. This means more than one bad thing has happened. For example, Sherry has had a bad day. First, she was late for work. Then after work, her car would not start. She called her husband to tell him about her day and said, if it's not one thing, it's another. Eric goes on to say, I mean, we got up there. He's talking about getting to the airport. And the flight was delayed, or the flight was late. And it was really crowded. So he's saying there were a lot of people. And then getting out, now getting, this is short for getting. And he goes on to say, you wait. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited for the luggage. Luggage is, they waited for their bags, the bags that they checked. And Eric goes on to say, and the wait just got out of hand. Out of hand. This means out of control. Out of hand. For example, the price of plane tickets has gotten out of hand. Out of hand. And Joe says, ugh. Now this is just showing emotions such as, I don't believe all the problems you had. And then Joe goes on, he starts to say, gee, I have not had a good experience with the airlines here domestically in probably about a year, I would say. Now going back, this is short for you know. And then when Joe's talking about the airlines here domestically, he's talking about the airlines here that fly in just America. Not internationally, not to other countries, but just here in America. He says, in probably about a year. Probably meaning maybe about a year. And then Eric says, oh, I mean, it's just... And Joe says, at least, meaning 1 year or more. I have not had a good experience with the airlines, so at least. And Eric says, it's getting worse and worse and worse. So he's saying it's just getting really bad. And then Joe says, yeah, well, I hope that didn't rain on your parade. And rain on your parade. This means to make someone have a bad time. Rain on your parade. For example, Jessica's mother said, I don't mean to rain on your parade, but you did not get the job. Rain on your parade. And then Eric says, no. Joe says that you actually were able to have a good time after you got up there. Actually here this is just filler. It has no meaning. It's not even needed in the sentence. And then Eric goes on to say, oh, I mean it. It's just so wonderful. Or he's saying it's so great to be up there with those guys. They're like family. Guys. Now, what he's talking about here, this can mean men and or women. He's talking about, in this situation, his friends. And when he says they're like family, like here is comparing his friends to being like family. And then Joe says, you gotta tell me a little bit about it. You gotta. This gotta, or you gotta, it's what Joe is saying is you have got to tell me a little bit about it. 'Cause, which is short for because, I've never been there. And Eric says, yeah, it's such a beautiful place. Beautiful meaning very pretty place. Eric goes on to say, they've got a bunch of cabins on the water. A bunch, this means a lot. And cabins, these are small wooden houses that people usually pay money to stay in when they go to a lake, the woods, or the mountains. And Eric goes on to say, it's, being with friends and family all the time. And when he says, this is just filler. It has no meaning at all. And being, this is short for being. Eric goes on to say, and my kid had just a blast, just being out on the water. So my kid, or he's saying my child, had just a blast. Now just here is filler. That has no meaning. But had a blast, that means to really enjoy. Had a blast. For example, I had a blast at the concert. I really enjoyed the music. Had a blast. And then Eric goes on to say, and just enjoying himself. Enjoying. This is short for enjoying. Then Eric says it was really his first time being able to be in a boat and realize or understand that he's on the water and not on the land. And it's at that age, it's just such a new everything's such a new experience. And Joe says, yeah. And Eric says, it was wonderful. And then Joe says, so how did he handle the water? Handle, what Joe's asking here is, how did he do on the water? Or how did he do with the water? And then Joe says, was he jumpy? like here is just filler. It has no meaning. Jumpy. Jumpy means uneasy. Jumpy. For example, some people are afraid to fly. When the plane takes off, they get jumpy. Jumpy. And then Joe goes on to say, or was he pretty calm while he was out there? 'Cause I know pretty here means really, really calm. And then Eric says he's pretty calm. I mean, he's a water baby of sorts. And Joe laughs. What Eric is saying is he's a water baby of sorts. He likes water. And then Eric goes on to say he just loves the water. He just loves to be in it. So what he's saying is he really likes the water a lot. And Eric goes on to say, up there the water's really cold, so we didn't really get him in the water. And he had a little bit of problems with the life jacket. A life jacket is something that floats, so it keeps people from drowning if they can't swim. Then Eric says the life jacket was a little tight on him, and that just made him a little uncomfortable, but after getting the first butterflies out of his stomach, he just loved it. Getting the first butterflies out of his stomach. This means getting used to something for the first time. Having butterflies in your stomach means to be nervous. Getting the first butterflies out of his stomach. And then Eric says you could tell, or you could see, he was just having the time of his life. Time of his life. This means a really good time. Time of his life. An example of time of his life would be Kimberly had the time of her life at the party. She was smiling all night. Time of his life, or for this example, time of her life. And then Joe says, oh, that's great. He must have been psyched to see Derek's kids also and Mark's new baby. Psyched. Psyched means excited. Psyched. For example, I was psyched to see the new Batman movie. Psyched. And then Eric says, oh, absolutely. So he's saying, oh, definitely, or oh, for sure. At this age, they do a lot of parallel play. And because he's not old enough yet to play with, he kind of plays alongside. What Eric is saying here is that his son is too young to play with other children, so he plays next to them by himself. And then Eric goes on to say, but he's just starting to get the hang of playing with and interacting with. To get the hang of. This means to become better at. To get the hang of. An example of to get the hang of would be, it takes a child a while to get the hang of riding a bicycle. To get the hang of. And when Eric says interacting with, what he's talking about is speaking with. Then Eric goes on to say, and he loves to be in packs of kids. Packs just means groups. And Eric says he really has a great time. Joe says, yeah, it's like innate. And he laughs and says, innate. This means something you do not need to learn because you were born with it. Innate. Then Eric says, yeah, it really is. It's fun to watch him learn. He's at this age of language explosion. What Eric is saying here is he's at this age of learning a lot of new words. And then Eric says, and certainly, or definitely, being around other kids really helps. And then Joe says, oh, definitely. So you guys, you went out on Mark's boat, so that must have been fun. And Eric says, oh, it was. And Joe says, so, what else did you guys do while you were there? When he says what else, he's saying, what other things did you guys do while you were there? And Eric says, well, you know, on the whole boat thing. So what he's saying is, speaking of going out on a boat, and Eric continues to say, we did some crabbing. Crabbing, meaning trying to catch crabs. And then Eric says, where we caught some crabs. Crabs live in the ocean. Many people like to eat crabs because they have soft white meat. And Eric says, and used the boat as sort of a shuttle. Sort of means a type of. And shuttle is just something that takes people somewhere and brings them back. So Eric continues to say, to get from island to island. So we did a little bit, or a small amount, of island hopping. Island hopping just means that they went around to different islands. Then Eric says, with picnicking on some islands. Picnicking is just cooking and eating outside. And Eric says, we cooked some great meals, sort of, with the whole group of us together. So what he's saying is the whole group, all of them, everyone together. And Joe says, oh, that's great. And Eric says, yeah, and some people got some massages. A massage helps people relax. It's something, they pay money for someone to rub their back, legs, and arms. And Eric goes on to say, just tried to chill out and relax. Chill out. This means to relax. Chill out. For example, I like to go to the beach to chill out. It is very relaxing. Chill out. And then Eric says, and it was just really low key. Low key. This means relaxing also. Low key. For example, I like Sunday night to be low key because I work early Monday morning. Low key. And then Eric says, a really restful trip, which is what I think about when I think about Mark and their place up there. And then Joe says, yeah, it sounds like you were really able to let go, huh? To let go. This means to relax. To let go. For example, when I go to Hawaii, it is easy to let go. To let go. Now when Joe says, huh, he's saying, do you agree? Then Eric says, it was a longer trip for me than I've taken in the last couple of years. So he's saying it in the last 2 years. Going up there. Going. This is short for going. And then Eric says, we went for 5 or 6 days. And Joe says, oh, I didn't realize you were going that long. And Eric says, yeah, normally or usually I'm just up there for a long weekend. And Joe says, sure. And Eric says, but this time I thought, I haven't taken a vacation in a while. Vacation is time off from work or from school to go and do something. And a while, this means a long time. And Eric says, and I just want to get up there and chill out. Wanna, this is short for want to. And Joe says, oh, that's great. And Eric says, yeah. And Joe says, I understand that John's living up there now as well. And if for no other reason, I should go up and visit everybody. Or I should go up and see everybody. While he's there. if for no other reason. This means if nothing else made you do something. If for no other reason. And then Eric says, absolutely. He's not living on their property anymore. Property just means land that their friends own. And Eric says, he's moved just to, really close by on the mainland, off of Bellingham. Mainland, this is the main part of land, so it's the opposite of island. In Bellingham, this is a town in the state of Washington. And Eric says, so he's in the area still, and he would just be tickled pink to see you. Tickled pink, this means very happy. Tickled pink. For example, my mom was tickled pink with the birthday present we gave her. She really liked it. Tickled pink. And Eric says, and to hang out with you. I know he would. So, hang out. This means to casually pass time. Hang out. For example, I like to hang out with my friends. Hang out. Then Joe says, yeah, it's amazing, or it's unbelievable how, you can let so much time pass, or you can let so much time go by, and you don't even realize it's happened when it comes to visiting with friends who live far out of town. And what Joe is saying here, far out of town, means far away from him here in San Francisco. And Eric says, that's right. Or he's saying, that's correct. And Joe says, especially, or most importantly, ones that are really close to you. And Eric says, yeah, in the oldest of friends, time just really flies. Now what this means, time just really flies, or time flies, means to be surprised about how much time has gone by. Time flies. For example, time flies when you are having fun. Time flies. Now, when in this sentence, time just really flies, just is filler, doesn't really have a meaning, and really means, that's filler too, it doesn't really have a meaning. Then Eric goes on to say, and before you know it, it's just been a long time since you've seen somebody. So when you get that time, it's just wonderful to take advantage of it. Take advantage of. This means to be fortunate to be able to do something. Take advantage of. For example, I like to take advantage of the days that I do not work by going to the beach. Take advantage of. And Eric says, and certainly John being all of a sudden on the West Coast. All of a sudden means right away. All of a sudden. For example, the price of gasoline went up all of a sudden. All of a sudden. West Coast, when Eric says West Coast, he's talking about the states on the most western side of America, next to the Pacific Ocean. So those states would be California, Oregon, and Washington. And Eric goes on to say, it's great to be able to just jet up to Washington and see him fairly easily. Fairly here is just filler. It really has no meaning. Jet up, to just jet up to Washington. Jet up means to go somewhere, specifically north. Jet up. And Joe says, yeah, I told him next year I'm going to make my best effort to get up there. Make my best effort. This means to try very hard. Make my best effort. For example, I make my best effort to visit my parents at least one time each year. make my best effort. And then Eric says, I really, really hope you do. And Joe says, hey, Eric, time's kind of escaped me tonight. Time's kind of escaped me. Kind of here means sort of. Time sort of escaped me. What this means in general is I did not realize how late it had become. Time's escaped me. For example, I wanted to go see the movie at 7 p.m., but time escaped me. Now the movie is over. Time's escaped me. And Joe goes on to say, I'm supposed to meet Kristen for dinner in a little bit. So, I'd love for us to continue this conversation. Or what he's saying is, I'd love to have this conversation again. And then Joe says, maybe tomorrow or something. Something is short for something. And then Joe says, if you're available, or if you have time. And Eric says, hey, that'd be great. And Joe says, okay. All right. Listen, I'll call you then. All right, this also means okay. And Eric says, all right, take care, my friend. Take care. This means, in this situation, it means goodbye. It was nice talking with you. Take care. And Joe says, all right, bye. And then Eric ends the conversation by saying, bye. All right. This is the end of the vocabulary lesson for Trip to Washington. Now, if you need to, go back and listen to this 1, 2, maybe 3 more times. Make sure that you stay relaxed, you don't get stressed or worried. You want to have an understanding of the vocabulary before going to the mini story. So when you feel ready, then go to the mini story. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. Hi, this is Kristen Dodds.
And this is Joe Weiss. And we just wanted to let you know that this material has been copyrighted in the year 2008 by Learn Real English, LLC. www.learnrealenglish.com